Okay, today we're going to have a look at back-to-back stem and leaf plots. So back-to-back stem and leaf plots have got two sets of data on them. So there's one set on the left-hand side and one set on the right-hand side of this central area here. Now, you have done stem and leaf plots last year. Now, the idea is, if we look over here, we have these are the scores for the last 30 AFL games for one team. So these are all the winning scores, and they've won 12 games, and they've lost 18 games, and they're the scores they got in the 18 they lost. Now, what they've done is they've wanted to put them into a display to easily be able to see what the data looks like. So that's what they've done. They've grabbed these and they've put them in over here. Now, in order to be able to have a look at it, they really don't want to make all the data too bulky. So what they've done is they've only put what's called the leaf in these areas here. So the leaf is the last number. So the leaf is this 1, this 5, this 7, and the bit in front is called the stem. So this is our stem here, and this is our leaf in one, and then our leaf in the other. And if I just go back and perhaps get rid of those and do them in the colour that I've written over there, that might help. So the leaf, these ones are our leaf for the winning scores. These ones are our leaf for the losing scores. So are numbered. If I have the number 123, this bit is my leaf. This bit is going to go in here. This bit here is my stem. And if we look down the bottom, it gives us a bit of an index. It says a stem of 10 and a leaf of 9 means 109. So the easiest thing to remember, the leaf is always just going to have one digit only. The stem is going to have the rest of the digits. So if our number is 79, then we are going to have one number, 7, for our stem and one number, 9, for our leaf. But once it gets past 100, our stem is going to go up to 10 and then 11 and then 12, etc., to represent 100, 110, 112. Okay. Now, we're not looking at this today, we're going to look at it tomorrow, but what this has got written in here, there's a couple of words here, skewed, symmetrical, etc., and down here it tells us symmetrical data will produce a graph that is symmetrical about the centre, skewed data will produce a graph about that lacks symmetry. We're doing that tomorrow, but what we can see is we can draw a line, you might say, over or around the top of that digit. And if we do that, we get particular shapes. And what this is just saying here is this one, if we look at the centre, it's got the same, it's symmetrical about the centre. This one is not symmetrical if we look at where the highest point is, than what we've got. Okay, now the other thing I just want to note is that in this particular example up here, they've already ordered them all. And that's what we need to do. We need to put them in order. So it goes 74, 75, 78, etc. Now our order for the one on the right is normal, goes that way. Now for the other one, we're starting at the stem. So it's a branch which is heading to the left of the tree instead of the right of the tree. So we order it in the other direction. So you can see here we go 101, 104, 104, 108. Now the other thing that's important to have a look at this, there is no commas between these, so you don't put a comma in them. And the other thing is you'll notice that they're lined up beautifully. We need to line them up beautifully so we can get this shape on top, or we can draw our shape over it and that will give us the shape of the data. Okay, let's have a look at the first example. So I have pulled it out of the textbook because I wanted to do something that was, I guess, realistic for what you're doing. And what I've also done is I've grabbed an example out of the textbook which isn't ordered. Now you're going to be doing sheets today, 3-4 sheets, which I find very good. And so what we're going to do here in the first place is we're going to do it in 2 steps. We're going to do it, first of all, we're going to have a look at our data, and we're going to see the stem. Now, the smallest one I can see on the left looks like it's 33 or 32, and the biggest one I can see is 54. So for there, my stem would have to be 3 to 5. Looking through here, my smallest one is 31. My biggest is in the 50s. So my stem is just going to have to go from 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to try. I have been using a ruler, which would be a lot better, but I should have set it up before I started if I'm going to do that, because it goes crazy. All right, so that's our stem. That's our 30, 40, 50. Now, these are going to be our leaves. I'm going to do them in different colour to be hopefully clear. So this is set A, and I'm just going to write, I'll write leaves instead of leaves. I'm not sure about, I know it's not good English, but it might make more sense in maths talk. And this over here is going to be, let's make it not purple, red. This over here is going to be set B leaves. Now remember, I'm ordering this way on that side. I'm ordering this way from this side. But in the first one, this first thing I'm doing is not in order. So this one's going to be not in order. I'm just trying to get them all into my graph first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross them off as I go. So 46, I'm just going to put a 6 in there. 32, I've got a 2. 40, I've got a 0. 43, a 3. And what I'm doing already, I apologise, is I'm putting it on the wrong side. Let me just apologise for that. Teaching moment for those people listening to me, I guess, when the teacher does the wrong thing and the pupils jump up and down and tell him. Okay, so let us go back to putting those in. I won't cross them out. I'll just put them in. So we had a 6 going this way. We had a 2 up there. We had a 0, and we had a 3. All right, now we've got a 5. Let's hope I don't run out of room. We've got a 7. Now we've got a 53, so it's going to come down here, and I'm going to stick it under the first one. We've got a 54. We have got a 40, so my 0 is going to go there. We've got a 54, a 33, 48, 39, and 43. Okay, so that's my left-hand side now. So I've done all my set A. Now I'm going to put my set B in. Set B's are always easy to put in because you're going the way that you normally write. All right, so remember we're going to put them in as we go. 48. This is why we're just not caring about whether they're ordered at the moment. We're going to rearrange it in our second step, and that's what you'll be doing on your sheets. And I do know that last year when we did the assessment task, which was COVID year, we got the people to put them in first into a table and then to order them second. So I'm thinking that probably we'll be doing the same thing if we get to an assessment task. All right, so there is my table. Now I will note on the right-hand side, you might look at that and go, oh, those numbers are all jumbled together. How can I tell them out? But remember, I know that each number represents one data point. There's only the second number there. So it's easy for me to see how many are on each side. If we were going to do tomorrow, not today, we would look at, we can do a curve, you might say, over the top of them and have a look and see what they look like. And what that would say is this one on the left anyway was the same So that would be symmetric. The one on the right, it's got 2 at the bottom and 1 at the top, so it's not symmetrical, it'd be skewed. But anyway, we've done the first thing. Draw a back-to-back stem and leaf, state the smallest and largest value in each set, and compare the numbers of the small and the largest in each. Sorry. Be quiet, Edmund. Sorry, I shouldn't have said my name there. We are going to have to look at, we're going to have to order them now. I haven't ordered them yet. So let's do our next set underneath. This is one here we are going to order. This is the second stage of what we do. We'll put our stem back in, 3, 4, 5. There's our stem. So this one's in order. Otherwise, it is the same scenario. We have got set A over here, and we've got our leaves. All right, so now what I'm going to do is going to order them. So 3 is actually in order. When I look at it, it goes 2, 3, 9. I can simply write them down in the same order. Now 4, I've got 2 zeros, and again, you can cross them off if you want as we go. 2 zeros, if I put crosses through them though, oh no, that'll be right, watch the video. And then we've got 2 3s are our next numbers, 3 and 3. And after 3, we've got 5. We've got a 6, we've got a 7, and we've got an 8. Now we have to order them. We'll find out later why when we're trying to find. And the 5s are ordered for me, so I didn't have to do too much in this one, reordering. Let's go to my other side. I'll probably find the same thing, that they're mainly ordered because I haven't tried to make things too difficult for me. There's a 1. This next one, I've got 1 0. I've got 1 1. For 2s, I've got no 2s. I've got 1 3. I've got 2 4s. I've got no 5s. I've got 1 6. I've got 1 7. I've got 2 8s. And I've got 2 9s. Down the bottom, I've got a 1 and a 3. So what would make sense for me is just to count and make sure I've got the same number. So up the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I've got all those numbers there. On the other side, I might count these as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so unless I've completely stuffed up by writing down the wrong number, that should be correct. So that is my, say, finish answer for 1. I've done first, I just write them down in any order, then I order them. Now looking at the answer to these questions over here, state the smallest and largest value in each set. So set A, smallest is just the 1. It's going to be up here in top stem, and then the one closest. So set A, it's 32. And largest, for the largest, I'm going to the bottom, and then to the far left, 54. For my set, oh, why am I stuffing up with colours? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to read it. Set B, I should have done set A in green. Set B, smallest, is, again, 31. And the largest, I'm going to find by going down to the bottom, and then at far right, 53. State the smallest and largest and compare the numbers of small and large values in each set. All right, so set A, smallest is bigger than set B, and set A, largest is bigger, or 1 bigger, depending on what we want to write, is bigger than set B. What else do we have to do? State the small and compare the numbers. That's it. All right, so what we could say when we're looking at that, if we look at the difference between them, 54 minus 32 is 22, and 53 minus 31 is 22. They both have the same range. Anyway, so today what you're going to do is you will then be going to have a look at these 2 sheets, which I'm going to give out to you. Now, in the first one, not going to expand for me. What you're doing is it's already given you this data. You're going to order it. So you'll find that this 8 is in the wrong spot. You just need to rewrite it in the right order, 00258. These ones, remember, order this way. So the smallest is here. Going this way, they order that way. That is the smallest. Now there are hints here. It tells you this up the top. That's where it's showing you how to order it. So for this one, you're just moving that data down. For these next ones, what you have to do is, now remember, look at this, alpacas and alpacas. So don't miss that, because I would have probably. And our sheep are over here. You're going to put those numbers in. So do the same as I did. The other thing, we'll notice that we must be going from a number which is less than 10, because our stem is 0. So this number here is 0, 8. Our stem is 0. Order them in there for the alpacas and the sheep. Sorry, just put them in there, and this is where you order them. So this word raw means you just chuck them in as they come. This one, ordered, means rearrange them so that they are in order. And really what you've got is several examples of that. Now, in here, you have also got a little box here which says the distribution shapes are. So that is looking for us to put symmetrical or skewed. Remember, that is tomorrow. So tomorrow I might get you to come back and fill them in on your sheets, but we're not learning that today, even though we've had to touch on it. All right, have a go. And then the last one, there is a second sheet here. The second sheet is just a continuation of the same thing. You are still doing the same thing. You're ordering it first, and then you are, you're putting it in first just with raw. So this one's raw, you might say. We don't order it. This one is ordered. So after you get the data in, you then order it. Same thing, raw and ordered. Now again, there's questions underneath. These are for tomorrow. So do not worry if you don't know how to do it. I am doing this tomorrow, and you can come back and do it then.